Women are not meant to do life in a constant, solar energized way. One of the biggest things modern life has pulled away from us is rhythm. The rhythm of the body, the rhythm of rest, the rhythm of creation, the rhythm of our womb, and the rhythm of the moon. In this week's Phat Cosmic Chats, Simi and I explored how women can deepen their connection to themselves through the cycles, especially through times of uncertainty, perimenopause, menopause, hormonal shifts, and the changing seasons of life. We spoke about lunar cycles and our natal birth moon phases. We spoke about the moon as an internal compass, tropical and 13 sign astrology, and self-care as a cyclic intelligence, not indulgence. We also spoke about why women are not designed for constant output. This conversation isn't really about astrology. It's about remembering how to listen to yourself again, to find your anchor in life, no matter how wild and crazy things might be out there. So make yourself a cuppa, pull up your favourite chair, and enjoy Phat Chats with Simi and I. Thank you for being here.
Good afternoon. We're doing a little impromptu Phat Chat today about your cycles and the moon. I've had lots of questions from clients wanting to know about how to connect with this when they have no longer have their period anymore. How do you connect with these things? So I'm going to bring my beautiful friend on, Jade, and we're going to dive into this amazing topic. I've let you in, darling. Are you in here, my love? I could just give her a sec. There she is. Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
hi, my love.
Here we are again. We've
Here we
made it
are.
up in the busyness. We've managed to land in the fatty chat room again.
Yes, fashionably late for the full moon, as usual. Sarah called me last minute Mason.
I know
Seriously.
it is a bit like that, but I sort of feel like it is the actual beginning of the new year now, and it feels like it's that last little scramble of like old energy or the tying up of all of the things, and now I actually feel like we're in the new solar year.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about the lunar stuff, the lunar and the solar, the two luminaries of our charts, the sun and the moon. Hey,
Yeah.
Holly. Hello, gorgeous. We were just talking about you, actually.
I just had an amazing session with Hol. She balanced all the things in my brain. I feel amazing. Thank you, beautiful.
Such a queen. Love the queens in this little community.
We are very
And very blessed. So much medicine. And, you know, that's kind of why we wanted to get together, was just to, you know, we've both had so much feedback about people being super grateful for these conversations that I think are really important to have. Like I was just saying, I had a client the other day who doesn't get her period at the moment, and she's really wanting to connect with something about how to connect into a cycle, and she just doesn't know what to connect with. So I wanted to ask you, JD, about that, about you know, whether someone's in menopause or they've got an IUD or they don't have their bleed for whatever reason. What,
I've had a history
how,
with me even. A lot of sisters have been through that.
yeah,
Yes. Great question. Well, it's been really beautiful because I was very fortunate to have a 28-day cycle my whole time of being fertile, which I still am, but I'm definitely in perimenopause. I got my moon today, but I have it
Oh,
since
wow.
February. And before that, it was 3 months in between. So in this time of not having my cycle, I've been reorientating myself because it was always like a clock for me. Like I was able to know where I'm sitting in my life because I'd know, okay, I'm ovulating or I'm in my autumn phase and that's why I'm a bit cranky and that's why I'm craving chocolate. And so it was like it was always my internal clock where I knew if I was in spring, summer, autumn, or winter, and those archetypal placements in between. Being in menopause is actually really amazing because where we were born, so the phase that we were born on
Mm.
is our lunar ovulation. I was born on a first quarter moon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
so that everybody who's having a menstrual cycle has the menstrual ovulation and then the lunar ovulation. That's why so many women fall pregnant doing the rhythm method
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because our lunar ovulation, wherever the moon was, has returned to from where we were when we were born.
Mm-hmm.
We have a second pseudo lunar ovulation at that time. So I know that when the moon is first quarter, that's equivalent to my summer. And so I'm working it backwards. Then when the moon is last quarter, which she's going to move into in the next 7 days from now, within the next 7 days, that's my winter,
Mm.
right? So
Gotcha.
if
So
someone's born
that's,
on a new moon,
yeah,
that would
that's
be
your ovulation.
that's their ovulation, which means that full moon time is the equivalent of when they would be bleeding. And the beautiful part about that is
Mm.
feminine creation, following our cycles and doing it in a feminine way is about dedicating to self-care and really surrendering to the fact that we don't do things in a solar energized way. We do. We all have solar and lunar, which we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
With the solar, which is the solar energized femme, that's how we kind of conscious participation with our life. But then our moon is like our lunar, our subconscious participation and where we're sitting with that. So we actually need that winter, that rest, that self-care. And Simi, you've taught me so much about how to work with my moon and the sign that my moon is in. So
Mm.
I would love to hear more about that too when you're ready.
Mm. Well, I feel like given that we've just had this new beginning and we've just had the first full moon of the year. So I was born under a full moon. And so that is,
And look at you
I,
glowing, girlfriend.
well,
Might I
it's
say?
been, it's the lighting. When I learned about the phase of the moon, it's that is your power time. Like that's when the battery is on the charger.
Yeah,
And so that makes sense that that's your ovulation time. That's really, really helpful information. And I feel like, you know, understanding that about yourself, like when you were born, where your moon is, like your sun is your star sign, that's really important. But your moon is your inner world and how you nurture yourself. And like you just said, like as women, I think it's so important, the self-care aspect and just understanding these basic principles of cycles and where we are and where, like, what house is our moon in.
yeah,
And I'm just realizing that mine's in the third house of communication. Like I need to communicate so much. I'm just having an epiphany right now because it's been really alive for me lately, like this desire to like just, talk, which makes perfect sense. And the moon is conjunct Pluto for me.
Mm.
Yeah, Holly's just saying I'm so energized on my natal moon phase. Yeah, it's a battery charger. So understanding
What
that.
sign
So
did
that,
it? Sorry, I just asked Holly what sign hers is in.
oh yeah, what sign is your moon in holes? Do you know? And what house? So the house is like the where, and then the sign is the what. Like, what do we need to nurture? So we were just discussing, JD, your moon is in Cancer. You love to nurture and
Yeah.
and be nurtured, but you love to nurture people. And I think it's a really good way of understanding your purpose as well. The moon, your feminine purpose of like not solar energy, active solar plexus pushing out all the time, but that sort of internal understanding of aligning your womb with your heart, with your mind, which is the work that I do. Womb alignment, heart alignment, soul alignment, because the womb is the soul. It's where it lives. Like that's what all traditional cultures teach. It's the Miwi in Indigenous cultures, in the Mayans believe it's, that's where the soul lives. It's the stargate. And so that
Mm.
alignment, that gnosis, that knowing of where your moon is and what it's doing, I think is so important at the moment, for women to reclaim their stargate, to reclaim their knowing of where that is and how to nurture themselves. Because we're not all like, your partner doesn't know where it is and what you need. Like, you need to know that so then you can communicate. So Hol's saying tropically it's in the 10th house in Aquarius. Yeah. So it could possibly be in Capricorn, but maybe not. We'd have to look at the sidereal. But yeah, so you've got your tropical and you've got your sidereal. So in tropical, my moon's in Libra, and in sidereal, my moon's in Virgo. And I've just cleaned the shit out of my room and my whole house actually over this last full moon, because it was like in Virgo. This last full moon was in Virgo Libra cusp. So I've definitely lived into it. Just clearing the clutter with the Virgo, like just refinement, but the knowing of the house that it's in, I just realized is really pivotal as well. So communication. Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Oh my God, when you said the
Brilliant.
Stargate, sorry, it just cut out a little bit.
Yeah, I was just saying that, just having that insight about that. That's why I love our chats, because I always get a little insight
Same.
about something, and that's how we're sort of learning, how to remember these things, because it's kind of, when it's not in normal conversation, um we don't really reflect on it and bring it into our lives so that we can nurture the sacred, remember the feminine, and really know, are we meant to be building, are we meant to be letting go, are we meant to be planting seeds? Like, where the fuck are we?
What phase are we in? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Called Stargate. I almost burst into tears. It just felt so beautiful to have that awareness of mind, heart, womb aligned, like that Stargate where we're fully connected. Holly, with your tropical in the 10th house Aquarius, that is so beautiful. What an amazing position for it to be in. There's a good chance that your moon is still in the 10th house in Sidereal as well, which is Capricorn, which is what a contribution. Like, you might find yourself wanting to contribute structure and like organization and things to community, where you can see, hey, there's foundations are needed over here. There's ways that we can really deeply bring people together in better ways, which is also an Aquarian trait. So I love that each sign pours into the next, like Aries gets Taurus ready, and then Taurus gets Gemini ready. So they're all feeding into each other. And the beautiful thing about the way that I see tropical and sidereal is my relationship with tropical is it's a solar astrology. Sidereal is more lunar, 13 connected. So we could even look at the overlay of our charts, our tropical chart, as more of a solar identified chart. It was created by Cleopatra back in the days when they wanted to make the calendar fit in to the 4 seasons. So that's how the tropical calendar and chart came about. And then there's the sidereal. And the beautiful thing about this full moon that we're just coming out of now is it's the first full moon of sidereal Aries season, the new year where Aries comes in and initiates. So if you're listening to this and you're a tropical person, you've identified yourself with tropical, that's a beautiful thing. Still look at that, the house. Which house in your personal life is the moon in? Every full moon, every new moon. Because when you know what house the moon is in, like Simi was saying, where is it expressing in your life, right?
Yeah, so powerful to know that. And, it was your birthday just a couple of days ago, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Star Wars,
And
baby.
and we were
Yes.
just discussing your solar return chart, which was another so there's kind of clocks within clocks within clocks, And like you said, this kind of tropical one is the one that we are all adhering to. So we're all doing that one, and that's the main one that people listen to. But looking at the physical placement of the planets in the sky and the true night sky gives a more visceral feminine perspective. It's like the fascia, the deeper stories, the resonance feels a bit more felt for me.
Yeah.
But I do still really love to look at the tropical as well as, an important part of me that has been definitely believed in for most of my life. Like it was, and it definitely is there. It's more like my personality, I suppose, if you looked at it in that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But the solar return, I love, when a birthday rolls around and you say many happy returns. It's like, may the sun return many times for you, many happy returns, like may it keep happening.
Oh my
And
gosh. I never
yeah,
thought that before. That's so
yeah,
cool.
many happy solar returns for you. And so when it's that moment of your birthday each year, there's a new chart. And so we were just looking at your chart for the year, weren't we, darling, about like, where's the moon this year? What house is the sun in? Because even though you have your natal chart, which is your birthday, when you were born, every year you have another chart and another
How
focus.
awesome.
So, looking at that and knowing where the sun is there for that return, I think it's so cool to get a solar return, like reading or
Reading.
have a look at it and see, what you
Yeah.
can see that the year has in store for you, and then you can kind of work with that. Like, oh, there's my map, that's my focus. I'm not going to fuck around in that house if I'm actually meant to be. You know what I mean? Like, it just helps to own your energy better and have better focus, which I think is really important.
Yeah, that's amazing. And do you do solar return readings, babe?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do. Usually, when I do a reading, I tailor it to what the person's needs are in that moment.
Yeah.
And if I've had a birthday, absolutely. I feel like diving into the solar returns really powerful to stay with the present moment because the chart is so vast. Like I've been looking at mine for 30 years at least.
The rabbit hole.
There's so much there. So, and it's a conversation that's unfolding all the time.
It's a little bit like choose a homie to get to know. For many years,
What's that?
it's like choose a homie to get to know. For many years, Pluto was my homeboy. And I'm like, where are you, Pluto? What conversations are you having with the other planets? And then getting to know Mercury and getting to know Venus. And like each of the planetary bodies is a life practice. And it really is like getting to know those celestial allies. And some of us are born with natal placements for the celestial bodies that are really clunky. Like
Yeah,
my
full of
Saturn is return, and my Saturn is in retrograde in the first house. And that's funky, man.
yeah.
I'm
But
actually
I
really
reckon I think
grateful for
the
Sidereal.
most interesting people have the most funky placements though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you find people that have these perfect charts, and this, it's like life's too easy. I think when you have squares, you have oppositions, you have these challenges, and it makes you, it shapes you, and you have to learn things, and you know, it gives you depth and experience and learning. Like, it's so helpful to understand these things about ourselves, because we can be like, why me and why not them, and why is their life like that and mine's like this, and it's definitely a conversation and a homie to get to know. Each planetary archetype is a different school that we've experienced, that we have a relationship with. But
Yeah.
the moon and the sun, as those two primary luminaries, I think are the key players to really, if we're going to learn anything about astrology. Um, Bloody hell, Holly's got 6 yods. Far out.
Hey, but
Oh
that's
my
okay. You've
god.
got 6 fingers of God, lady.
Yeah, exactly. That's what a
But
yod is.
I
It's a
had to put
finger
my
of God.
thumbs away.
Amazing. And
That's
that
amazing.
just, yeah, that's profound. And, you know, I think, like, looking at where they're pointing to, those two, like a yod is, it's like, look here and look here and look here. And, you
Oh,
know,
cool.
really, mm, so cool. I'm, it does tickle me, darling. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, the yod. I think I've got one primary one, but I've got Pluto conjunct my moon. Like, that's apparently the most challenging placement you can have in astrology. But when I sort of unpacked that with my teacher, I was like, why? Like, what? Because Pluto is the depths of feeling and, like, you know, the underbelly and the transformation that is seeking you by, you know, stripping everything away and really getting to the bottom of things. And it's conjunct the moon, which is your emotions. So when you put them together, and I'm a therapist, like, that actually puts me in a pretty good container space, you know,
The whole
holding
place
capacity.
for other people, yeah. Hey, didn't you say that your moon is in Pisces this year for your solar return? Your progress chart?
I think I said it was in Cancer. My moon's in Cancer at the, like, this year, because it
Right.
was my birthday on the 16th of March. And thanks, gorgeous. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. And thank you for contributing. I love it when people come in and they interact. If you've
Yeah.
just arrived here, tell us what house your moon is in and what sign it's in. And if you arrive late for the party, still tell us.
Yeah, tell us on the replay. And anything that you'd like to contribute about what you know about the moon as well. I've just
Yeah.
looked at my progress chart, not the did you ask about my solar return chart?
Yeah.
I think it's in Cancer this year. I have to get back to you on that one, babe. Much.
Okay.
um Anyway, darling, I think we've at our perfect time point. We might have blown it out a little bit, but
Yeah.
I
That was
always love coming together with you and talking about these things. And next month we'll do it again on whatever pops for us in the moment. It's always a bit
sounds
impromptu.
amazing. If anybody has any subjects that they'd love to hear us fat chat on, please let us know. Comment here and let us know what you got out of the video today, of the Phat Chats, and if you have any questions. And yeah, here we are, fat as
Here we
fuck. Literally these days. Thanks to menopause.
Menopause could be a topic. Have we done that one yet?
Other brothers can't deny.
Menopause, babe. I think that needs to have the fat chewed on it for sure.
Yes.
We might do that one soon. All right, my darling. Love you so much.
Love you.
Chat soon.
Thank you for all that you
Love
are.
you.
Bye, darling.
Bye. I don't know how to close it again.
Oh.
Oh, here we go.